Hello, Kinley Cole. Your P-Pop loves you so much.
Mamie and P-Pop have a farm, but it's so big and wide. They couldn't find the animals, no matter how hard they tried. They looked everywhere, they looked all day, and finally, they found them. Hooray! Hooray! Here comes the chickens, peck, peck, peck. Here comes the cows, moo, moo, moo. Here comes the kitty cats, meow, meow. Here comes the doggies, woof, woof, woof. Here comes the horses, neigh, neigh, neigh. Here comes the donkeys, hee-haw, hee-haw. Mamie and P-Pop had an idea. They would build some fences, then the animals would stay and never again wander away. Now the animals would never be lost. They would all be safe and always stay. So when Kinley Cole came one day, they would all be waiting to play, play, play. Here comes the goats, bah, bah, bah. Here comes the piggies, oink, oink, oink. Here comes our Kinley, it's time to play.
Bye-bye, Kinley. Mamie and P-Pop love you.
Megan, that was very nice of you, but there is one problem. There's going to be one problem here.
It's a little bit of an issue.
I look young right there.
I look skinny. She's not going to know who I am in real life.
She's like, who's this old man? Where's the real P-Pop? And it's that cartoon version of me. And I'm like,
it's the cutest thing. I'm sorry. That is my favorite thing that Megan has ever made. She sent that over and I was like, oh my God, this is adorable. I sent it immediately to Kendra. I did not publish it for the world to see first. Kendra loved it. I just think that it's so, so special. And I also haven't been able to get the song out of my head.
it was cute because we sent it as unlisted, which means that you can only watch it if you have a link. And then we could see the view count, and the view count kept going up and up and up and up. And we're like, the only person that has it is Kinley. And that means that they're watching it over and over and over, which is really cute.
She loves it. And she can't talk yet, obviously, but she loves it. She's engaged. She's totally watching it. And Kendra and Xander walk around singing Mamie and P-Pop. Oink,
oink, oink.
It was adorable. And I told Megan, I was like, I can't wait for more. What do you got next? Like, keep going with the episode. So really, really cute.
Megan is very gifted, just such a wonderful friend to have. And
just so talented. She doesn't realize her talent. And I keep telling her, like, please, like, allow us to do something for you. So I begged it out of her, and she goes, you cannot pay me.
No.
But do you know what she wants? Do you remember? I told you the other night, I was like, do you know what her one wish was?
Gumbo trip to the casino?
No.
I don't know.
She wants something
named a special name.
She has a special name that she wants it.
Elmer?
Josie.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's cool because I have a song. Josie's on a vacation far away. Running around and talking over.
Yeah.
So, angel voice engaged, guys.
Angel
voice engaged.
That name comes with an angel voice.
So many things that I want to say. Oh, I could kazoo the hell out of this song.
We're going to cheers.
I could kazoo the hell out of this song.
We're having coffee before we do that.
I just want to use your love tonight. Yeah, we will. We will name something Josie.
I asked her, I was like, what animal? She goes, any. And I was like, told Lester, I was like, it's hard to pick, something.
We got to have an animal we sing to daily because that song needs to be sung daily. So
it's going right with the Hey song. Sure of it. So now Josie's the next name.
Now I'm thinking if I should reconvert my channel back to a kids channel just for the Mamie and P-Pop stuff.
Mamie and P-Pop.
Because my clips ain't doing nothing. No one's watching my clip videos, Jamie.
Well,
I'm playing.
I I actually said, I'm like, I would love to turn these into little children's books.
Yeah.
Like that was just, it was perfect.
See,
it was absolutely perfect.
I says, but well, Jamie and I disagree on this one over here. I don't see. I think that why would anybody buy a kid's book about a little girl they don't know? Now, you guys, some of you guys would want to have one. I don't know, but I just think that the general population, like Mammy, P-Pop, Kinley Co., then they're going to call her Mommy. They're not going to know it's Mammy or Mamie. They're not going to know how to pronounce it. And then, so I think that, you know what? Just go digital. Digital. Kids watch videos more than they read books.
But I think that there's a lot of time for books, and there's still a big industry in the book world, especially kids' books. So I don't know. I think that even if I make the book just for Kinley, like it's the perfect length for a book. It's seriously, and all credit goes to Megan, all of it. But yeah, I like the idea of doing both.
All credit goes to Megan on a lot of stuff. Yeah. Now, Megan will say, hold on a minute. None of this would be possible if you guys didn't grab the video footage, if you guys didn't have the voices, if you guys didn't have the thing that we put in to create the moments. All she does is grab the moments and puts them to song. But even so, it's a wonderful collaboration, and she doesn't let us pay her a darn thing. And then I had a emotional moment with Megan once because we were talking, and I says, Megan, over the last several years that we've had our YouTube channels, we've learned that nobody does anything for free. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be mean. Well, people that come around here, I've told you before, they will size you up in a heartbeat. Someone shows up to do a job and they're going to size you up. They're going to look around. They're going to figure out what they can get out of you. And they do. And every one of you women know that you take your car to the mechanic and he's going to size you up and try to get what he can out of you. And I feel like Megan, because she's refused over and over and over, I'm like, Megan, I'm not familiar with people just refusing to allow me to pay a blessing forward. I'll tell you a sad story. You want to hear this one over here?
Sure.
I cannot tell you where I was at because that would give it away. But I go somewhere on a pretty regular basis, and I try to, if I go there, I try to always leave enough to get lunch for the workers there. And one day I didn't have a lick of cash on me, not a lick of cash. So instead of saying, sorry, I don't have any whatever, I just didn't say anything. I just did not leave anything. You know, when I went back, they treated me differently. Yes. And I was so effing hurt, effing mad. Yeah. They treated me different. Unless there was something else going on that day and it was just a misunderstanding. But I'm like,
maybe it was all in your head.
Wow.
Maybe it was in your head.
Wow. But we have had about 1,000 people join after the song. Can I play it one more time?
Sure.
So when this video first started, we started with the song. We always do. And I know a lot of you guys have jumped on there after the beginning of the video. I'm going to play it. It's only 2 minutes long, and I think that you'll appreciate it. I know that we love it. So let me play it. Here it goes. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Kinley Cole. Mamie loves you so much.
Hello, Kinley Cole. Your P-Pop loves you so much.
Now, the voice, I don't know.
Mamie and P-Pop have a farm, but it's so big and wide. They couldn't find the animals, no matter how hard they tried. They looked everywhere. They looked all day, and finally, they found them. Hooray! Hooray!
Yeah.
Here comes the chickens, peck, peck, peck. Here comes the cows, moo, moo, moo. Here comes the kitty cats, meow, meow. Here comes the doggies, woof, woof, woof. Here comes the horses, neigh, neigh, neigh. Here comes the donkeys, hee-haw, hee-haw. Mamie and P-Pop had an idea. They would build some fences, then the animals would stay and never again wander away. Now the animals would never be lost. They would all be safe and always stay. So when Kinley Cole came one day, they would all be waiting to play, play, play. Here comes the goats, bah, bah, bah. Here comes the piggies, oink, oink, oink. Here comes our Kinley, it's time to play.
Bye-bye, Kinley. Mamie and Peepop love you.
On a debt.
That part of that,
That was
mama,
part of that.
was it?
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
Beautiful song, sweet Megan.
So
Thank you
well
so
thought out
very
about the
much.
transitions and the cartoon to real life. Like it's good, real good.
Do you know what I would have done differently though had I created that video? There's one difference, one problem.
You would have tipped a hat.
Well, no. Unfortunately, I can never think a horse says nay, 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 because a horse does not say nay, nay, nay.
They do.
No, babe.
They do.
Nay, nay.
And that, friends, is why it was done by Megan.
That's what I'm saying. I would have voiced over and went,
And it would have become a horror film.
I would have had kids like, I had kids running. That's why I can never be a children's book creator.
Yeah.
But God, horror film, Jamie, really?
Well, I mean, it goes from real cute to Lester and they're going, nay! Like,
I'm sweating.
why?
Well, because it's 80 degrees and humid here. That's why.
Anyway, so
Oh.
so books and working on coloring books too. I've been busy lately. That's what I think. I think it's good.
Yeah, I think the problem is you come on here and you start giving everyone your ideas,
And then they do it.
and then some other creator is going to go off and do it, and then they're going to say, Jamie, you're only copying whatever. You're only copying.
Because they'll beat me to it.
Yeah, because you say you're going to do it, and it takes you a while to get to it. But
It's fine.
anyway,
I saw another Mamie on here. Her real name's Amy, and she's a Mamie
Yeah.
as well. So I think that Mamie will be fine. It just you build like it's how you say it. It's how, and I hope that it becomes like there's a lot of kids things that are about kids. Think about Ryan's World. That kid plays with toys.
Yeah.
And now he has his own toy line.
yeah.
Miss Rachel, and somebody else said all books are about people we don't know. Think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, here's the thing. So when it comes to anything social media related, be it Miss Rachel or be it Ryan's World or be it Mr. Beast, who is the number one, the biggest YouTuber in the world that you guys don't even know about, Mr. Beast. But the thing is, it's when the window of opportunity presents itself, you got to take it and go. Because think about it. We wouldn't be anywhere. We would have nothing on social media besides 100 people on Facebook if we did not have a horrible incident with the Hurricane Harvey flooding that was captured on video. And so the same thing for the little kid that plays with toys. It was just the fact that his parents videoed him when YouTube was still new. YouTube was so new that there weren't kid channels. There weren't anything. So his parents just videoed him playing with toys, and they stuck it to a place called YouTube that no one's ever heard of. And as people begin to watch YouTube and it began to grow, guess what? There was already an established channel there that had a kid testing out toys. And so it was the advertisers and everyone flocking to watch this kid play with their toy. That began to push. And so YouTube recommends.
And those companies start sending him toys.
And then the companies send him toys. And then Miss Rachel you can tell this story better than I can. Miss Rachel had a child who was unable to talk. And she began to create videos to help her child learn to talk. Yeah. And it was just a brilliant thing. And so she never made videos for the world to see. She made videos for her son to watch and learn to become more vocal. And there's moments and opportunities out there, and people got to snatch them. That's why never mind. Keep going. What are you saying?
I'm reading comments. I'm doing a Lester today, which I don't typically do, but they're okay. So number one, there were big storms last night in the Midwest. My family's okay. Xander and Kinley and Kendra FaceTimed us first thing this morning. But I know there's plenty of places from Kansas all the way to Indiana who are not. So we absolutely send our prayers out to you. And then
I'm not trying to pause you. That would actually be a brilliant idea, Leslie. I want to do a channel with testing dog toys because mine can tear some shit up. Now, she didn't say that word, but that's what I'm thinking. But listen, that is so true. If you got a dog that can go through some stuff,
yeah,
you could be the dog testing channel, because if your dog is known for tearing up every dog toy, send me your dog toys. I'll review them with Psycho over here and let Psycho at them and see what that's funny. All right, I'm sorry to cut you off. Leslie, that's brilliant.
That's okay. And then there were people asking last night in our live. I talked about Kinley having RSV, and she was doing pretty good this morning. The evenings are the worst, but they're on the watch and wait and hope for recovery. There's no medicine. There's, treat the symptoms. That's it. So she looked pretty good this morning.
Yeah, I heard the entire conversation between Mamie.
You can't even say it right. That's why you want
Mamie. No,
Jamie Mamie. You get
Jamie
it?
Mamie.
Jamie Mamie.
Okay. And then, so Kinley Cole is doing well.
Yeah. So I got that out of the way. And then the other thing that people are talking about the dog toys, that their dogs definitely tear it up as well. A Kong is the most survived toy, apparently.
The what?
A Kong toy?
Huh. I don't know. So a lot of people are asking is, what is RSV?
It's a respiratory virus. I don't actually know let me look it up. Hold on a second here.
Yeah, I think it's a respiratory and a hard time breathing. You got to check the oxygen levels. And then the scary thing is what the doctor told Kendra is that if her oxygen levels get too low, get her to the big hospital.
Yeah, don't even come to the local hospital.
Don't waste your time with the little local ER or the local hospital. Take her to the big hospital, because that is how the oxygen levels, how important they are.
Respiratory syncytial virus. Then I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Syncytial virus. So it's a very scary virus. I know that it causes massive breathing problems and oxygen levels to drop. Yesterday she was at 97. But it's basically super contagious and has a high risk of low oxygen and difficulty breathing. But she looked pretty good this morning. She was smiling, and she still had a low-grade fever. As a Mamie, I want to go. I want to pack it up and be there and just cook for everybody and just piddle and just be there to watch. Now, something Lester said last night, he goes, Kendra's a great mom. Kendra's an amazing mom. Xander's a great dad, but Kendra has incredible mom instincts, and she will absolutely do all of the right things and pay attention. And this is their whole focus, and they canceled all plans for the weekend to be able to be home and be present and everything like that. I sent them a pulse oximeter that should arrive today, so they'll be able to watch that. But overall, 97's good, and she looked good this morning. So let's just hope that we're in the thick of it and that it gets better from here. But yeah, I wanted to pack it up. In fact, I had Lester out in the Mini Pearl last night because there's something else wrong with the dang Mini Pearl. Yeah. And I was like, I was gearing it up of just in case I need to go.
I'm afraid that Mini Pearl is going to be traded in only a year's time. That thing has
sad.
issues.
I'm so sad about it, though. I'm so sad because I love the Mini Pearl. I love everything about it. But
the way I
this
feel
is number
about
3.
Any vehicle, people need at least a source, a reliable vehicle. You can never be without a reliable vehicle. I really feel that way. And if you ever get to a point in your life when you don't have a reliable vehicle, my gosh, what's wrong with me? Now listen, the thing is about that Mini Pearl, I know it's not your primary source of getting around. You have your car, and your car runs really well, and it's still 3 years old. It runs great. But when you go off and make an investment, like with that RV, and your plan is to drive it to Illinois once a month, you can't take out of here with something that's been so unreliable. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to knock the brand. I'm not even going to say the brand. But what I'm going to say is I feel like of the motorhome variety, even though it's cute and it's fun and it's convenient and it's serves you a few really fun trips, nobody should have those kind of problems out of a new vehicle that soon with so few hours and so few miles.
Yep.
And I'm not going to call it a lemon, but I am going to say that even when you have taken it to be looked at, oh, we can't work on this and we can't work on this and this dealership can't work on it here. You got to take it to this dealership, and that dealership keeps it for 3 months. And it has been nothing but an issue. I'm sorry, guys, and I know that's going to hurt your feelings, me saying that.
No,
but as your partner, I'm the one who's helping you troubleshoot through all of these things. And that Mini Pearl is, as of right now, I would not feel safe that Jamie's going to jump in and drive it for 15 hours.
Yeah.
And there's things that's wrong with it. It's frustrating. And I know that we have a big goal. We had at some point a 5-year goal. Now we're down to 4 years. And things like this Mini Pearl is only going to set us back from those kind of dreams. And that makes it even harder to say, you know, I mean, some things are going to always set you back. We did some tractor work this week. We do some things here and there that's going to set you back a little bit. What's wrong? Oh, no.
Said the Mini Pearl's dead to Lester.
The Mini Pearl is dead to Lester. I'll stop. It's not my thing to talk about, guys. It's not my thing.
It's just very frustrating. It's a new, it's a 2024. It's not old. It shouldn't be having these issues. And even though we talked to Thor and did all these things, it's still having the issues. And I don't know. I've looked at other RVs and everything like that. I don't want to trade in for the exact same thing because they're having these issues.
No.
So it would have to be the next layer, like and after that you get bigger, and I don't want bigger. Yeah. So I either I'm gonna have to not have a Mini Pearl, even though it's like.
So here's why I can't be upset. You guys remember that, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I made, I would say, probably one of the most foolish, dumbest investments ever. I bought this old Humvee and I paid a guy to refurbish it or fix it up or make it look really, really nice. And I ended up spending a chunk of money to have this thing fixed up. And it was nice. It was wonderful. But it was, I think they called it a money pit, where there's always something else going wrong.
Every time you drove it.
Every time I drove it, there was always something else that was breaking. And I'm not a mechanic. I only know the basics of mechanical anything. And I'm always having to call someone to come bail me out. And then it all come to a head when I was at this drive-through. I was at this drive-through in line ordering me a burger. I was driving it from Plum Grove to the to Longhorn Lester's, and I swung by to get me a burger in the very busy drive-through. And after I order my burger, I'm pulling up and the motor dies, and it would not recrank. It would not crank for anything. And so I get out and I'm having to try to push it out of the line. You guys don't know how heavy a Humvee is to push. And in the line was a bunch of ladies. No one would get up to help me. Ladies and a bunch of kids wanting their McNuggets. And I'm sitting there pushing, but I had to steer and push at the same time. Impossible. And then I remember this. So I try to make it funny. So I'm like, well, I have my phone recording and something. I'm like, well, I'm just pushing my Humvee through the drive-through. And guys, as I passed through the window, the lady who's sitting there giving out food, taking money, goes, yeah, on my video, duck lips. I'm trying to do duck lips. Can you do duck?
No.
I can't do duck lips very good. I've never done.
I'm laughing because somebody mentioned the horn. The horn on the Hummer was this little sissy girl. like ridiculous. Do you remember?
No,
it was
it's
worse than the
because
tractor.
shirtless Jake and that dumb Jake, and you helped him. You're the one that showed him how to get into the hood. And they took off my man horn and put on a baby horn.
It was so funny.
And that was retaliation because you had put all them sticky notes all over his car.
Forgot about that.
And he went to Tractor Supply and bought a Volkswagen
I just
horn.
remember it was like beep beep. Like it was worse than the mini truck. That was also. Oh yes, the Humvee and your poor little drive-through experience.
So I pushed that thing to the drive-through. I finally got it towed back home, and I ended up selling it back to the guy who I bought it from. But of course, at this point, he only paid me what I paid him, minus all of the repairs I had done to it. So when you look at it, I lost money on that thing. It was fun. It did a couple of cool things, but it was just a money pit. If I would have kept it, it would have continued to give me problems, and I could never have trusted it to get me from point A to point B on any given day.
That's true.
So
it's true. It was also hot. It was open, and in Texas,
it's like a motorcycle. It's you drive them when it's convenient, when the weather's right. We only have about 4 months of a year that you can really get out there and enjoy things like that. And then there's occasional days here or there.
Yeah.
But
no, so I don't know. I was willing to sacrifice and settle with some of the things
hey,
that were
babe,
going on.
Let me stop real fast. Do not go to any company, guys, and be mean to anybody.
No.
Do not do that. Please, someone says, we're all going to go to Thor and complain. No, you're not.
No.
Do not mess anything up. If we have to go negotiate and work out a deal, then we'll do that.
I can't be somebody that is in their, my name cannot be in their mouth like that. I already have a contact at Thor. And they're willing.
Please don't do that. Don't be mean, please.
They're willing to help me. It is unfortunate that I have to, but they're listening. So don't
ruin that.
Don't ruin that. I have a very high up contact at Thor. So just pause.
Yeah, you're not going to help anybody by meddling in affairs that are not yours. We mentioned it to you because we're friends here, but let us handle it. And if we ever need, but we would rather you do positive reviews.
Yeah.
We never want you to go by and bash anybody.
No.
We may talk about things that we had a bad experience with, but we're just telling you.
Yeah.
But we only ask you to be positive on the channel and when it comes to representing small businesses or big ones like Thor.
Yeah.
So please don't do that. Thank you.
So anyway, what do you got going on today, Lester?
We must go right behind this live to the feed store and get green hay.
I have to get fire ant stuff for the yards because they're everywhere. I stepped on this week and my whole leg is full of blisters, and it's time. Like once a year, we usually do a widespread treatment, and that day I'll keep the chickens locked up, and it will all be fine. It's not what we use is not harmful to chickens, but I want the ants to get it and not the chickens is the issue. And it's not harmful to dogs or anything like that. Yeah.
And then don't forget, we learned whenever our ostriches got into the whole thing of ant poison that the amount of toxins that can kill ants is just so small.
Yeah.
And so for animals like chickens or ostriches or anything else that end up eating some ant, granules, they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys remember that we did that together. We made that phone call to that 800 number or whatever that number was together. We did it on a live. And that lady was very good at explaining to us that it only takes a tiny, tiny dose of whatever to affect ants. But other animals are going to be fine. So we're not going to freak out about chickens being in the yard. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And then don't forget that animals are a lot like us.
They're smart.
Smarter than us a lot of ways. They're not going to eat things that are bad for them. A lot of people.
Not typically. Not intentionally.
Yeah. Well, there was a channel who lost some cows to a poisonous toxic weed.
Oh, yeah.
But I reminded everybody that was during a drought,
Yeah,
and
so that
those
was all that
cows
was
were
there.
hungry,
Yeah.
and them cows were starving. And
Yeah.
when we're starving, we'll eat things we know are not good for us, but we have to eat something like cat food or whatever. And
So sorry.
oh no, what happened?
Somebody just reminded me of the time that you called Dude Wipes with all of your questions.
That was the most bizarre phone call but that was a typical answer. A receptionist.
I forgot
Do you
all
call
about
it
it.
receptionist? What do you call that?
Customer service.
Customer service. Typical customer service
Yes,
of a
yes.
company like Dude Wipes. But yeah, for you guys who were not around back in those days, Dude Wipes. Someone gifted me, I don't know why, some little Dude Wipes, little handy wipes, and on the package it says flushable. Well, I opened the Dude Wipes and I'm like, thank you. I don't know why, because I was during that whole bidet phase where I wanted to experience a bidet. What's wrong? I've never experienced a bidet. That's how you say it, right? And I wanted that experience, but we don't have those here. So someone sent me some Dude Wipes. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so everyone on the internet was screaming at me, don't flush them, don't flush them. I'm like, guys, it says flushable right here. Don't flush them, don't flush them. So I called Dude Wipes. I called the number on a live stream, and I talked to customer service, and she was like, hello? And I'm like, I thought I dialed the wrong number. And she goes, they're flushable. And she told me, I forgot how she said it, but it was a typical, it sounded like a 20-year-old girl who's
reading the same package that we're reading.
Yeah,
basically.
it's like all she was doing was reading the package. Yes. But listen, I did my own research. Not my own research. I did my own experiment. So for everyone who's screaming right now about it, guys, stop. Just hear me out. We did it on a live video. I took a cup of water and I put some Dude Wipes into it and I stirred it.
They were everywhere. That crap was everywhere. You threw it against the grill and against my planters to prove points.
We had off brands and we had Dude Wipes. The off brand, I took out of the water like a spit wad and I threw it and it stuck and plastered everywhere. However, it was on a live video, Jim. You cannot manipulate a live video. On those Dude Wipes, as I stirred that water or agitated the water, they dissolved into tiny particles.
Didn't you call a plumber? Did you call a plumber too?
I called the plumber. I think the plumber says don't do it.
The plumber 100% said don't do it because they go out and clean them up all the time.
So here's what I discovered. And I'm not telling you to go off and do it, guys, but I think that when we always hear that you don't flush handy wipes, I think that the plumbers and everyone will tell you don't flush handy wipes. They don't dissolve right. They don't break down or whatever.
I wouldn't flush anything.
But the Dude Wipes say flushable, and I understand why, because in my own experiment with the clear plastic cup, as I agitated the Dude Wipe in the water, it all dissolved and fell apart. And when I poured it, it was nothing but just tiny, tiny particles. So I'm not telling you all what to do, guys. I'm just telling you about what happened in my experience.
It was around your colonoscopy time.
No, it was not.
Are you sure?
It was years earlier. Years earlier.
Are you sure?
Your timeline on everything is so whack. Your timeline. You and Jacob, I don't know how much you could have actually done, but you were a part of that horn thing on that Humvee.
I just forgot about that part of it.
You also were the reason that Jake did it to me because of you made me help you put the little sticky notes all over his car.
And we turned his car pink accidentally.
And I had to pick all that mess up because he wouldn't clean it up. And as he drove down the driveway, all the sticky notes flew all over the yard.
That was a great
prank.
So
not only was I out there having to help sticky note his car, but also pick up all the trash the next day.
It was a great prank. It was a great prank.
Trisha goes, don't worry, Jimmy. My timelines are horrible too. That colonoscopy was only like last year. That wasn't long
Are
ago.
you sure it was last year?
Jamie, trust me, I know. I know. I know.
I just remember it was also around the time of the pink fringe leotard from Ryan the Roaster. So that probably was 2 years ago. You're probably right. But it was around because you were doing your lives where it was a lunch with Lester.
Yeah,
You were doing lunch with Lester still on Fridays.
That was Friday. It was Fridays, lunch with Lester. Lunch with Longhorn Lester on Fridays.
That was where you only went live like 1 day a week on your own.
On my own, 1 day a week. It was on Fridays, and then you and I went live only on Sunday night. And you had time out Tuesday on Tuesdays.
So yeah, we had Saturday morning coffee, Sunday night, and I had Tuesday and you had Friday, and that was it.
Yeah.
Boy, how things change.
So yeah, I tell you what, guys, I've been through it. You turn 50s and colonoscopies and cancer and you name it, boy, you're gonna get it. But man, I tell you what, I don't even know where to go from here, Jamie.
Well, I was going to go with like Christmas is here, which the other day I really thought, I mean, it was bad. I've never seen her hang her head like that. I've never seen her tuck her tail like that. I've never, like, nothing. And then yesterday she decides to ride on the side-by-side with me to do the chores at home. And then when I was coming here last night, all of a sudden she beats me to the car and I'm like, I had to carry her on, was that Monday?
Yeah. Yeah,
I had to carry her.
She's going through some kind of a phase. I don't know enough about dogs and where their heads go, but she went through something. Which
left me questioning my health whenever they couldn't find anything wrong with her. I made an appointment. Don't worry. I have blood work lined up. I have my mammogram and all the things are scheduled now. But all of a sudden she's like, let's go.
Yeah, because don't forget, Christmas has always been our healer.
Yes.
Not the breed of dog, but she's always been the one who wants to take care of everybody who's sick, from little Gary, you name it, anyone who's sick. She wants to be there to love them and lick them and help them feel better. And for her to be so attached to Jamie made Jamie think, wait, is something wrong with me that I don't know about? Because don't forget that you guys says it was Shadow that told me that I was sick.
Yeah.
Because meeting Shadow and him being so attached to me is just bizarre. And the way he would just be all over me, everyone kept saying that, Lester, you need to go have yourself looked at. That cat's trying to tell you something. And I scoffed it off. And then sure enough, I go have myself looked at and then have that thing biopsied. And well, guess what? So I don't know. I don't know, man. It's bizarre. It's just crazy to believe, to even allow yourself to believe that can be possible, that animals can detect things.
I think they can. I think they absolutely can. Now, I'll be honest with you. She's sitting directly at my feet right now, which is weird. But it's fine. I feel fine. A little stressed. It's going to be okay. Totally okay. It's a beautiful day. We are going to get storms this afternoon. I mean, it's a beautiful day as in it's overcast. We are going to get storms this afternoon and this evening with some rain. So I think your, what do you call it? Your ravine? What do you call that now?
A canal.
Your canal is going to be tested tonight a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. And
you want to hear my prediction?
Yeah.
I don't think the water will ever make it to the canal because I think that my two ponds are going to catch it and retain it before it ever gets to the canal.
Maybe so.
The only water that will hit the canal is whatever rains on top of the canal. And it will probably soak most of that up because it's been so dry.
It has been dry. So that's the one. I agree with you. Maybe it's not going to be so much. I think it's only an inch, but but again, I think it's going to come down like it's going to come down.
Yeah.
So
do you guys know that we have 5 ponds here now? Isn't that nuts?
That's cool. I hope they fill up.
And then what I was telling Jamie, and now I don't mean to sound like I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but we paid so much money at Longhorn Lester's and at the sanctuary there in Plum Grove to have pond work done. And these guys roll out with all of these machines, and there's machines all over the place. I mean, they're like a ballet. I even made a video about that one time, watching all these guys work and how they look like a ballet, just all this machinery. And when they're all done, boy, that's a hefty bill, guys. To dig a pond is a hefty bill.
Yeah.
And then we had pond repair after pond repair after pond repair. And each time adding, and talk about a money pit, you feel like having a pond turned into a freaking money pit. And then to start renting machinery here and learning how to use machinery myself, from the big excavators to the bulldozers to the skid steers. Someone says, do not jinx your ponds. Right?
Yeah.
I learned real fast that anyone, if you're able-bodied
This
to,
is the RV place. Sorry.
Huh?
This is the RV place.
okay, the RV place.
Take that in.
Oh, if you're able-bodied enough to, and if you have a engineer type mind to be able to do stuff, happy birthday, Cynthia, you could save a chunk of money. So we rented that bulldozer for we did it for a 3-day rental. And in 3 days, we got all that work done. And now, like I said, we're not gonna, I guess, count our chickens until the eggs hatch. But I do think that we're going to be very happy with how it's going to work. I know it looks a lot better. That's one thing I can gauge right now, is how wonderful it looks. But yeah, so we're going to get some rain today, about 1 inch, and that's not going to test it. But I do know that when the test finally does come. And then don't forget, we also have that berm out back. We put that high wall of dirt that's going to protect our animals and keep people off our property, hopefully. Hey, girls. Both girls just come running over here to me. Hi, sweeties. Hello, babies. Okay. So we have a lot of clay in the soil here, lots and lots of clay. So I will not have to bring in any clay, hopefully. Everything okay? Yeah. Joan, happy birthday to you too, sweetie. Guys, don't tempt me, because I have my kazoo sitting right there. I don't want to give everybody the fibromyalgia attack or the IBS, but I have my kazoo sitting right there on that table.
Don't.
I'm not.
Don't do it. Do you want some more coffee?
Yeah, sure. You want me to go? You've been away.
No, I'm good.
Well, looks like it's just us for a few more minutes, guys. So my plan for today is pretty simple. I have to take, I'm going to take my truck and get green hay. I have enough for tomorrow, but not for Monday. And we got to have green hay. So I'll go do that this morning. Hopefully it will not rain on me. Then I'm going to take Lex for a haircut. And I don't think I'm going to be leaving Lex at mom and dad's, because they have company over, and I'm not going to impose on them and their company. I think they also have plans with company, so I'm not going to impose. Happy birthday, Makem. I'm probably saying your name wrong. Makuma. Happy birthday to you, and to anyone else who's having a anniversary or a birthday. Happy birthday to all, guys. And congratulations to you guys who are celebrating an anniversary. So someone goes, I have IBS and your kazoo has never bothered it. The only reason I bring that up, guys, and I don't know if it was a joke, but I've had people tell me that the kazoo does horrible things to them. It irritates their IBS, if that's even a thing, and it can create a fibromyalgia outbreak.
I just switched you. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't get it wrong, Jamie. Do not mess it up, because a good day starts with coffee and chickens.
Well, I have the best time to drink coffee is now, because we have no matching cups here, Lester.
Stop. Take it back.
I'm not going to take it back.
Guys, we don't need matching cups. Sometimes if you're not careful, things that you say will trigger somebody to go off and order
That's
something.
not what I meant. This is a little bit of a dig at Lester
she's
Eugene
mad
Morrow Jr.
because I leave cups laying around here or there.
Everywhere.
And at some point we have cute little matching cups. And then because I've lost a few along the way, in the side-by-side, in the chicken yard, on the bulldozer, or the track hoe, or whatever tractor we're using, sometimes when it's time for a sit down together, we can't find a matching cup.
Sometimes.
And to Jamie, it's not the same if your cups don't match.
The cup you drink out of matters. Okay. I also had a most favorite cup that I brought from Illinois. Can't find it. Can't find it anywhere.
We don't need, guys, I promise you, we got plenty of matching cups at the other property. I'll just bring a couple over and I'll put them in a special spot
I wasn't
and never
saying
use
it
them.
to prompt anyone to send it. I was saying it so that he would go pick them up.
Do you know what happened the day that I talked about how wonderful, or I'm sorry, the day I talked about me not being able to reach my back to put on my medication, and I had Big Chris, Fire Chief Chris, have to meet me to lotion my back? You do know that the next time I did gifting good, I had 8 lotion dispensers.
Listen,
8.
I was
8,
not inserting.
Guys, 8 lotion dispensers.
I was not inserting a plug for that. I want him to go on his own little Easter egg hunt and find all the dang coffee cups. That's what I want, because I'm out there doing the water troughs last night and there's literally a coffee cup on the ground.
I will, guys, you know that I like to have a cup of coffee with you in the morning for my coffee clubbers. And sometimes we don't want to sit here in front.
There's like on a fence post out there next to the water trough, literally on the bulldozer the other day, coffee cup.
Yes. And I will go collect all
when
the
they picked up there's a fly on my forehead. When they picked up the bulldozer, there was a coffee cup on it.
Yes. And when I gather, I'll walk around later today and gather up all the cups, and we can put all of our little matching cups into a little set. And I will not drink from the matching cups. I'll drink only from
the mismatch,
the mix match cups. I have a gas cap now,
did
guys.
you get a gas cap?
I went and bought a gas cap. I felt like a loser because you made fun of me. I had a rag stuck in my gas cap. Guys, listen, I have a little bit of a brain fog issue, and I went to get diesel, took off the cap and filled up my truck, and I hope I hung the diesel thing back up before I drove up.
Don't worry. People in my comments said they've worked at gas stations before. Those things snap off all the time. It's fine. Apparently they're meant to break away.
So
because you're not the only one.
Okay. Well, I don't know what happened. All I know is I'm like, hey, where's my diesel cap? And I realized I'd gotten diesel the day before. And when I drove back by the station, it was not there. And so I lost my diesel cap. And so I did what my grandpa has always done, and it worked fine for him. Just take an old rag and stick a rag in it. And I just stuck me an old rag into my diesel cap hole of the
And here I come. I'm like, I thought someone had siphoned the gas or the diesel out of his truck. Like, I was concerned at first. And then when he told me, he's like, yeah, and I was like, oh, this is video worthy.
Oh, no.
Right here. But yes, Lester is a man. He loses coffee cups. He loses glasses. He loses box cutters.
Yeah,
he apparently loses Crocs.
I feel like the world's against me right now, Jamie.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Sorry about that.
So no, we have I have a little bit of a brain fog at times, but I'm going to work past it. Okay. I'll work past it. So
I have brain fog too, but I don't get to use that excuse.
It did look like a driving Molotov cocktail. You know what that is? Where they take the bottle and they fill it with some kind of something, and they put the rag, they light the rag and they throw it, and as it shatters, yeah, it looked like I was driving a Molotov cocktail around.
You're lucky that nobody lit it on fire as a thing while you were parked somewhere.
Yeah,
that would have been horrible.
I know, that would have been horrible. But no, I went by the auto parts, and I walked in and told them what I needed, and they had just the thing. Supposedly this happens to other people too, not just me.
Oh man, somebody says, so what's happening with the mural, Jamie? Yeah, I need to do it. Every time that I have a free minute, it starts to rain or we have things to do. Lex is here, and that sort of consumes the weekend, at least most of it. But I'm gonna try to go get the paint. I also have this thing about getting paint on a weekend at Lowe's, because everybody's at Lowe's getting paint on a weekend, and I hate just standing in line waiting for it. So I need to dive in and do it. I need to do it, Lester, because Lester did things out there that it's time
That
for.
gas cap costs $14, guys. Isn't
Did
that
it really?
crazy? Yeah. Someone says, how much did the gas cap cost? $14.
Did you have to like come outside and find one that fits? Because
No. So it's all computerized.
Oh,
So I told her the truck, I told her the year, the model, and then she goes, you want green or red or black? I'm like, green.
do you
Because
remember in the Walmart aisle as kids that it used to have this big book in the parts aisle? I remember going with my dad.
The big book.
I remember the big book that was like on a little like chain attached to the thing where you had to flip through to find your part number.
Yep.
Oh, that was a total flashback. And then it upgraded to these little kiosk things that weren't like, it was like you could do it on, but it was
on
just
like a tablet.
Yeah, but it was just there. That was like later in life, but I remember the book.
Yeah, I remember the book too. Yeah, they actually had locking gas caps that
Really?
I would have lost the key to that one. I was like, no
That would
locking
have been
gas
horrible.
cap. But I'll tell you what, a lot of people, I guess, are buying them because of diesel and gas prices right now. So they're like, hey, I'm going to lock my stuff up because you said someone could siphon it. I'm like, I guess people are siphoning.
You
So.
could off of the Mini Pearl. That is one thing I think that I would like to do on that, and that's only
Get a
because
locking gas cap.
parking overnight somewhere,
Oh yeah.
like, and if I mean, I'm in it, but it's still scary to think of because
Yeah, what are you gonna do if you hear somebody scream? You're not gonna run out there.
no. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that would be a smart purchase if I can get the dang Mini Pearl fixed.
Yeah.
But because it holds so much, and it's just like it's so. I hate to talk about the Mini Pearl, but the things that I loved about the Mini Pearl is it's primarily all manual things and non-electronic. So it doesn't have a lot of digital upgrades or things like that. And it doesn't have fancy mechanisms in it. So it has like the old school gas, like it's just a hole. There's nothing
Yeah.
preventing you from it. You know, like all the things on it are very manual because it was less to break, one would think.
Someone says you should carry a firearm. Jamie does carry. She packs, but guys, I don't think that Jamie's going to kill somebody over a tank of gas. We're the kind of people. Let me try to explain this.
I would only defend my life.
I'm
not going to defend
you or your children or your property.
Yeah.
But I don't think that, even though I would say 80% of Texans carry guns, you don't see a high death rate. You don't have people killing each other around here. Everyone has a gun. Everybody has guns, but we're not all killing each other.
No.
Now, maybe we have less crime because of the fact that we have guns, but people, I think for the most part, would only pull out and use a firearm if they felt like their life, their children's lives, their horses or something were in danger. All right. So absolutely. But yeah, Jamie does carry, and she carries not only just her vehicle, but in her motorhome as well, and at the side of her bed. So,
but as a defense mechanism,
as self-defense.
So I would never step out and be like, get away from my whatever. But if they entered, then yes.
Here's Jamie. That's my gas, fool. And she turns the gun sideways.
No, that is not it. No. And I know people are like, just get rid of the Mini Pearl and drive your car and just stay with your family. The Mini Pearl for me is a traveling office and it's a convenience. I will say that it's not a must-have, but it is something that I have grown to enjoy, and it gives me space and capability. And if I can keep up with the Mini Pearl and get it fixed or figure out what's what or all of those things, like, it's important to me because it does allow me to spend more time with my granddaughter and my family in a much more comfortable, convenient way. Not to mention, we really enjoyed traveling in it together and love getting out to do day trips in it or just simple overnight things. It's very simple to use and self-contained. There's freedom in it, and I'm not tied to an airport. I'm not tied, I can pull over and sleep, or I can pull over and do work for 6 hours if I need to.
Yeah. And then something that people don't think about. So it's a 13-hour drive, right? So just real fast, picture this. You have to drive an hour to the airport. You have to wait for 2 hours at the airport. Early. You get there early.
It's
right?
about an hour and a half to the airport from us, but yeah.
But you have to wait. And then you have about 2 hours of a flight. And then you get to the airport. You got to find a rental car or have someone come by pick you up. Then you got to drive an hour to your house from St. Louis Airport to Kinley Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to find somewhere to be while you're there,
Mm-hmm.
where you have freedom, you have space, you have quiet, you have to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's all said and done, you have to drive back an hour to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wait 2 hours at that airport for your flight, for TSA and all the things. Look at the hours I'm adding up over here.
But don't forget that my food and my the comfort of sleep, like sleep is important to every one of us, but sleeping in my own space is dynamically different than sleeping on an air mattress in my mom's closet. That's not a joke. Sleeping on Xander's and Kendra's couch with the dogs and the baby and all the things, which I would absolutely do. And which I said, this is a luxury. This is a thing. But I feel like I work really hard, and I'm not flying off to Mexico or Africa for safaris or out on a lake every single day and any of those things. Like, my luxury is a traveling home for me to go see my family and do all the things that I want to. And all of those time frames that Lester mentioned are bare minimum times, and those are at the convenience or at the mercy of everything being on time in those slots as well.
And I was also thinking about the not just the amount of time, but the amount of money for air flights and hotels and rental cars.
Well, and then eating out all week as well.
Eating out.
Because I cook and have my meals and my drinks and all my things in there. And
yeah. And so as of right now, Kinley Cole's not able to come here and stay with us. And, so if Jamie wants to see and be a part of her grandbaby's life, there are a lot of people who don't understand your desire to want to be that close to your grandbaby. I'm not trying to be mean, but Jamie and I don't want to be the kind of people that see our grandchildren or even our children only on Christmas or only at Easter or only on. No, guys, we'd rather be a part of our kids' lives. Jamie was always a part of Xander's life. I've been a part of Ellie and Lex, and their children, our grandbabies, are going to want to be as equally part of them. Now, granted, it's harder when you live so many states away. Yeah. But not everyone has that same idea. I understand that you love family, but you don't have that same desire to be close to family.
Well, people don't understand how I could leave this. They're like, you have responsibilities to Lester, you have responsibilities to these animals, but I don't think that people understand that I didn't just bail and be like, see you later.
Deuces. We
make plans. We show each other and try to minimize the things that the other person has to handle while they're gone, or, and we both know the roles and the animals and all the things. So I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just explaining it in a way that maybe you haven't thought of, essentially. But I love the Mini Pearl. I love the freedom of an RV. We really enjoyed being able to travel in it and hope to be able to use it more in the future too.
And then especially whenever you're able to drive up at the beginning of summer, load up that little girl.
Wait for those days.
Drive her back down and let her spend a month or so or two with us here.
Think about all of that. And my mom's looking forward to coming down. So I told her, I was like, I'll just come up and spend my time, and then you drive back with me, and then you can fly home if you want to, or however, there are a lot of things.
Yeah, you don't want to leave your mom here for a whole month till you drive back again. We'll just let Miss Janelle fly back up after a couple of days.
The best way to strategize that then is have her fly down and then drive up with me.
Yeah, so you can make sure when it's time to go, it's time to go. Her parents will let her do that, Lindsay.
My niece Jalen also will be coming down for the summer. This summer as well. Lester doesn't know that yet, but she's going to ride back down with me and spend some time here too. So there's a lot of things in this that made sense for us. And it's not something that just gets parked and we're not using. That's the one thing that I feel bad about. Some people get really into it and they don't have time for it. We take it to go to Sam's. We take it to go look at houses. If I'm working that day, I'll work while Lester drives, and it's something that we both can drive. And utilize. So I don't know. We found a love in that thing that we didn't even know we were going to. Yeah.
Well, friends, it has been a pleasure having coffee, 3 cups of coffee with you all. But we got to get going. Today is our Saturday, as it is yours, and we got things to get done. Feed store, haircut, just to name a few that have to be done on a certain time schedule.
Yeah, we have places that I'm not getting a haircut. Lester's not getting a haircut.
Lex has to get
But
the
Lex
haircut.
is getting a haircut, and Lex has special haircuts by special barbers.
Yeah.
Because he's a teenager, and so we'll be on the road for a little bit. But we have other things to do at the other property. Like today is a very busy day. So thank y'all for joining us for coffee this morning. I assume we're ending this the same way that we started it.
We will. I'm gonna get off me, fly.
There's flies.
Tip the cap. Mwah, chef kiss and a heart. Let's combine our hearts together.
You want to combine our heart?
Make it match.
Why is yours so big? Shrink it down there.
And that's not a heart anymore, Jamie.
It is a heart.
Stretch your thumb down.
But
thank y'all for watching.
Hello, Kinley Cole. Mamie loves you so much.
Hello, Kinley Cole. Your P-Pop loves you so much.
Mamie and P-Pop have a farm, but it's so big and wide. They couldn't find the animals, no matter how hard they tried. They looked everywhere, they looked all day, and finally, they found them. Hooray! Hooray! Here comes the chickens, peck, peck, peck. Here comes the cows, moo, moo, moo. Here comes the kitty cats, meow, meow. Here comes the doggies, woof, woof, woof. Here comes the horses, neigh, neigh, neigh. Here comes the donkeys, hee-haw, hee-haw. Mamie and P-Pop had an idea. They would build some fences, then the animals would stay and never again wander away. Now the animals would never be lost. They would all be safe and always stay. So when Kinley Cole came one day, they would all be waiting to play, play, play. Here comes the goats, bah, bah, bah. Here comes the piggies, oink, oink, oink. Here comes our Kinley, it's time to play.
Bye-bye, Kinley. Mamie and P-Pop love you.